gonna sign in to work. I'm gonna have to multitask this morning because um I have to do personal stuff. Because today we are welcoming Athena into the house. So I have to get her stuff ready. I pick her up today. Oh, my work computer died. Great. Let me take y'all with me. Yeah, so we are going to be working. Let's open up the blinds a little bit. We're gonna light the candle in an incense because last night I fried catfish and now the house smells fishy. Which, sure, the cats like it, but I like a aromatic smell in my house of like, it's always like nature scents, Lenning, during the Christmas season. So, well, during Thanksgiving through Christmas, I like pine. I like pine all throughout the year because I love the forest, but I like cinnamon, like or nutmeg. I like the Christmassy, like the fall. I should just say fall because it really starts in November. And let it burn a little bit. I like their scent. So that season scent. Oh, we're gonna get our water. Last night I slept on the couch with little Midnight. See, he's still there. He was sleeping next to me because this is the actually, last night was the last day, him and I. So he will have a sibling today. I have to slowly introduce them into each other. Super important. Let me sign into my work computer. Do have quite a bit of work to do today, personally and individually. I don't know what I'm going to put on today. Some podcast. I don't know if I want to put on religious stuff today. Okay, I need the computer to load before I officially do stuff. But what I do need to do, oops, sorry, Midnight, scaring you. I did give him I don't know if you guys know about them stainless steels water. They're like constant water bowls. I'm gonna set that up. Maybe on my lunchtime. Ow, that hurt. Yeah. What a bummer yesterday. I went to Target, got some cucumbers, and this I don't want to use because it's like the beginning stages of the freaking expiration. Oh, I want to do mushroom coffee. So, when I need to pick me up, I was interested. I saw so many ads on mushroom coffee, but I get so worried about like additives and things like that. And dang, I don't got no. I gotta wash those spoons. Let's see if I have any plastic ones here. There's a lot of forks. Here's one right here. You just never know. Those go handy. Anyways, this is a natural brand. This is what I talked to you guys about. The lady that I get all of her teas and stuff. Oh, I said I was gonna show you guys my teas from her. This is the fibroid fighter. I'm currently taking this to shrink my fibroids, get rid of them. Also, I'm gonna buy. She has the fibroid collection, so it's that one, and then it's another tea, and then it's like fibroid butter. Then the Cleopatra. This one is pretty good too. And with anything natural, you have to drink it like right away. We got the Parasite Punisher. We're gonna do that, but we're gonna wait a little bit. Like we're gonna focus on the fibroids first. Sunshine Skin Glow. Oh, let me tell you guys what these are for. Obviously, the fibroid fighter is obvious, but let me read what it says. It says, may help shrink or break up fibroids, tumors, cysts, boils, most scar tissue, and blocked tubes. So this is really good because I do have scar tissue on my leg when I broke my leg and they opened me up to put the metal in my leg. The Parasite Punisher, it says, may eliminate any parasites that are inside the body. The Cleopatra, I tried this one already. It says, step into your royal highness with this blend. This blend does a little bit of everything. It brings your mind, body, and soul into the divine feminine by cleansing the blood, toning the organs, and even strengthening the uterus while overall giving you the feeling of euphoric happiness. It does put you in a good mood. So this is a good tea blend too. The Sunshine Skin Glow. This may help with eczema, hair, skin, and nail growth. And it says, and herpes. I ain't got no herpes, but I was interested more in the hair because I am growing my hair back. Skin, I always love skin. And nail growth. My nails naturally grow long, but as you can tell, I broke this one. And this is not even the full length of them. This is I typically, when I get my nails done, because I get gel manicures, I normally have to get a filer and file my nails down between my appointments because my nails get really long. The issue is they break really easily. And then this is the mushroom coffee, mighty mushroom, so filled with minerals that are needed for your everyday well-being, excellent for the brain and entire body, works great as a coffee replacement. So the only teas that I've tried from her was the fiber fighter and the Cleopatra, which those are really good. I haven't tried the other ones yet because that's just not my main focus right now. And um the mushroom coffee, which we're gonna do it. So you don't need too much of this, and this is what it looks like. So I literally get, I guess this is a teaspoon. That much, because the reason is it does get grainy. Ew, there's water there? What the, I can't put that back up there. We're gonna get honey. I should have poured the water in, but it's okay. I don't put the top back on spring water. Or you could use the water from your faucet. It's fine with you, but I don't know. I don't like drinking faucet water. So sometimes I do, like when I make my teas, when I boil them and stuff, that's different. But like microwave, you can use your spring water and do that. So this is what it looks like. And then I will show you guys. I'm going to put it in the actual thing. So we're going to put it in for 3 minutes. We're getting our coffee ready, man. Well, it's not really coffee, but it's a coffee replacement. So crazy because I used to hate coffee when I was younger, but and I don't like, I will not drink black coffee, but I do drink like white chocolate mochas, like caramel fraps. I will do that. I will drink that. Before I start my day, I'm gonna work through my lunch. I'm probably gonna take like, because I get an hour lunch today. And I'm gonna work a little after work too, like my off time. But we're gonna go ahead and get like that much of flax seeds. Guys, hit the thumbs up button for me, please. This is what it looks like. Mind you, you're gonna have to stir because it will settle. Like, I'm not a gulper. Oh, gotta get my probiotics. Just 1 capsule a day. Today I'm gonna actually take the chlorophyll too. This is another one that's really good from this company. All right, now we're gonna get to work. Do you want a snacky snack? Because I'm not giving you wet food right now. Come here. He likes these. That's all you getting? No. That's what I need, a Clorox wipe. This table. Excuse me. Yeah, I couldn't take this because I do be eating over here. It's kind of sticky. Oh, where the pill at? Bobby. Bobby. All right, let's get it started. Let's take our pills. All right, computer warmed up. Shouldn't be no issues. Let's sign into our apps. I got work to do today, okay? Gotta sign into these two systems. This one. Yeah, restore my pages I had up here. Okay. I don't need this one up. Okay, I do gotta sign. I gotta sign in all the systems actually. What is this one? Oh, it's the same one. Okay, but what I need to do is this. I need to sign into this. This is the most important one right now. Ugh. I hate swallowing pills. I normally have to like curl my tongue over the pill, like that, and the pill is stuck over it, so I can swallow it. Cause I hate pills. They are gross. Okay. I need. What did I need to get over there? Oh, I know what I need to do. As much as I don't want to take these socks off, I'm gonna have to because I could feel it cutting off my circulation. Okay, hold on real quick. I need to see my alarm. All right, I am back. Ooh, Got quite a bit of things to do today. I think what I could start with before I sign into the system is let me transfer, because then I can put this away. I need to transfer the information from this week that I did into this new calendar. So that's what we're going to do. I always make sure I track what I do for work. But before I get that, since this is the beginning of the month, when did I start? The flax seeds, I started, I believe, shit. Yesterday was the first, Tuesday. I'm tracking it. Flax seeds, I started. Probiotics. Hold on, let me, guys, hit the thumbs up button for me, please. I'm just gonna look at my calendar real quick. And you guys could talk to me too. Talk to me. Let me know how your day is going and things like that. I can't figure out what day I started, so I'm gonna just say December 18th. I think it was sooner than that, but we are just gonna do that. Flaxseed supposed to help probiotics, help. I do need a call today for. All right, let's copy what I put down for Monday. The task that I did. Because this planner doesn't start on the 1st, it starts on the 29th of December. This new one. So I need to transfer my stuff in here. Client's email. I just track everything in my planner work related. I'm trying to start tracking personal too. Sometimes I put personal in here too, but I'm gonna try to make the planner. It's just gonna be for everything because I really utilize my cell phone calendar, but there's nothing like, to me, there's nothing like accessible, like handwritten stuff. Um, hmm. Okay. to file this one away.
You want abundance throughout the year. You want to receive, so you want to bring things in. So you may want to already have your house cleaned up so you're starting the new year in a fresh environment and not in a mess. Start it how you want to carry it. Number two is to eat something green when your pot starts 12, or growing up for me, it was eating black eyed peas. And this is because greens have always represented sustained wealth, including not fast money, not lucky money, but money that stays. So this could be collard greens, cabbage, mustard greens, foods that grow layered, folded, and abundant. It grows in the surplus. Eating greens at midnight isn't about superstition, it's about alignment. You're placing your body in agreement with growth. The color green in general does represent currency, but also health and continuity. That's why this belief traveled alongside others like eating black eyed peas or cornbread, peas. Peas itself represent coins, cornbread represents gold, green represents the paper that holds it all together. And when eaten at the exact moment the year turns, it's believed you are feeding the year what you want it to grow. There are related beliefs to this as well, especially in the South, where first foods
Not this
matter
time.
deeply. The spiritual purpose here is instruction. The year eats what you give it first. If you feed it scarcity, it learns scarcity. If you feed it abundance, it'll learn to multiply. Number three, have money in your pocket or in your hand when the clock strikes 12. Have it in your bra, whatever. Have some money on you. And this belief is very direct. Whatever you touch at the start of the year will follow you. Money in hand signals readiness. It tells you you are prepared to hold wealth, not chase it. You already have it. And hoodoo money is considered a spirit that responds to respect and consistency. If you don't make space for it, it won't make space for you. And some elders even add on to this, with the money you have in your hand, it has to already belong to you. Don't be like, oh, it's 11:58, someone let me hold $1. No, it already has to be your money so it can have your energy on it. Borrowed money does not count. Others believe it should be paper, not coins, because you don't want to set the energy that you're trying to scrape up coins. And paper circulates while coins tend to settle. Some tucked it into a wallet, others held it openly. Some people hold it with their hands open so they can still receive more. And you just want to make sure you aren't
I
entering
got
the
that
new
on
year
my
empty-handed.
calendar.
Other beliefs include not lending money on New Year's Day, because you don't want to start off the new year giving money away, because that's going to set the tone for the rest of the year. Don't pay any bills on New Year's Day. Wait until the second, or do it the day before. And the spiritual purpose is just retention. Who teaches that money follows confidence, not desperation? You don't start the year reaching out, you started holding on and accepting. Number four, have the man of the house walk through the doorway first. This belief is often misunderstood and deserves a little more context, because traditionally this superstition wasn't about male dominance, it was about grounding energy, masculine energy. And people believed masculine energy was associated with protection, stability, and external strength. Having the man cross the threshold first symbolizes guarding the household as you enter the year, protecting the house. But hoodoo has always adapted for certain circumstances. For homes without a man, the role has shifted. It's the eldest person, the head of the household, the person with the strongest grounding energy, the spiritual person of the house, whoever can exude protective energy. Sometimes even a child born under a lucky sign will enter first. And what matters is intention and not the gender, it's the energy. It's like choosing a person to greet the year on behalf of the home. And this relates to the first footer tradition, where the first person to enter the house determines the household's fortune. The spiritual purpose here is leadership. The year needs a representative. So you may want to choose a person that got it all together. They have a headstrong, they have determination. You may not want to choose a person to walk through the door first if they're going through depression or you're stressed out about something, you don't want that to be the first energy that enters. You want someone to meet the new year standing strong and not scrambling. And last but not least, number 5, and this goes along with not washing clothes, but don't sweep on New Year's Day. Sweeping, we have talked about sweeping in the first part of the hoodoo superstitions, but sweeping on New Year's Day was believed to sweep out luck, money, blessings, love, whatever before it even had a chance to settle. Dirt wasn't the concern, direction was. Sweeping towards the door symbolizes pushing opportunity out. Even sweeping inward was discouraged because movement itself suggests restlessness. You want the house to be still and just settle. Many households clean thoroughly on New Year's Eve. Instead, they do floor washes, get the corners, the baseboards, like a full-on cleaning. Brooms rested on New Year's Day. The belief was simple. You don't rush the year. You let it sit down first, let it unpack, let it breathe. You don't want to be like, oh my God, I gotta clean. You just don't want that energy around. Other traditions that go along with this superstition is not taking out the trash, recycling, don't do any deep reorganizing, nothing that suggests that your home is out of order. The spiritual purpose is just patience. Abundance doesn't respond well to urgency. Was meant to be stillness. And all of these superstitions aren't strict rules that you have to follow. Of course, adapt to whatever works for you. This is more like choreography, teaching the year how to move throughout your life, what to bring, what to respect, what not to touch, just being intentional. And hoodoo, the new year isn't a wish, it's a visitor. And the way you greet it determines how long it stays and what it leaves behind. So those are just 5 simple ones that I'm sure we probably heard before. I practiced it without even knowing. Let me know down below some other superstitions that you follow for the new year. Even if it's not voodoo related, something that's a ritual or a tradition for you that tends to work. Why do you do it and how has it worked for you so far? And let's have a conversation down below. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. And like I always say, as above, so below, as within, so without. As the universe of the soul, until next time, you guys, I share. Sipping my kombucha on a rooftop, smoking blue dream on my Kama Sutra. Life is but a dream. Mm-mm. Am I from Cape Town? No, I am not. I am from the United States. You're from Cape Town?
My name is Jessica. I'm a functional nutritionist and a holistic health practitioner for women's hormonal dysfunctions.
My name is Alexis. I'm a holistic healer. Personally, I'm not a medical professional.
My name is Jasmine. I'm a holistic influencer and wellness practitioner.
My name is Nakia. I'm a doctor of nursing practice and I specialize in gerontology, nephrology, and urology.
My name is Jordan. I'm a doctor of pharmacy and a wellness advocate and speaker.
My name is Dr. Chinonsa Kaka Abisogun. I'm a dermatologist, doctor of skin, hair, and nails.
The body has the power to heal itself. Medicine just gets in the way.
Okay, so my question is, are you saying that the body cannot heal itself, or are you saying that medicine does not just get in the way?
I'm saying that medicine does not get in the way because there are some things that your body can't heal on its own. You can't heal yourself from a heart attack or a stroke. You need medications and interventions.
I would second that. I think that the body absolutely can heal itself. But sometimes the body needs a little bit of help in order to get to a state, because if you're so ill, so sick, and there's so many comorbid things happening, you can't, your system can't do what it needs to get you where it needs to go. So sometimes you need medication to help.
Yeah, I agree. I think two things can be true. I think the body can heal itself, and I think medicine can also be helpful. And it really just depends on the circumstances, the situation. Like they mentioned, there are emergencies and there are things that maybe take a little bit more time. So it really just depends on lifestyle, comorbidities, genetics. There's so many things that influence it. So I'm a fan of using all of the tools that are available to us.
I agree. I think it's well-rounded. I think all things are true. That the body can heal itself. Medicine does sometimes get in the way and cause harm, and medicine sometimes helps and gets people to heal faster. And obviously, if you broke into your leg or you had a heart attack, you need intervention.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would be interested to hear from other professionals as well, if there are any medical professionals that believe that you have to have medicine for everything. So it's actually really encouraging to hear all three of you understanding that the body can heal itself, but you're right, if I fall down the stairs and I break my legs, I'm begging someone to take me to the hospital.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really important to understand where things are placed. But I feel like so much of the industry is just Western. And that's where, especially women, where kind of women, a lot of people can get into trouble because there's this crutch. I need medicine for every single thing, but it's nice to hear that you can believe that.
Yeah, and I'm specializing in like women's health and also having stage 4 endometriosis too. We're not taught about diet, we're not taught about, the nervous system, we're not taught about stress, which is a huge factor in that, especially the diet. I mean, I can't say how many times doctors told me to change my diet, but then that was it. And just having a longer direction, and finding out that, especially with like endometriosis, is actually a biounderlying copper toxicity and a bile liver blockage. And so the first thing I was offered was the copper IUD. So which would add insult to injury, it's a depleted thing. So I think running more tests, like the Dutch and the HCMA kind of integrating both. I actually worked in Western Medical for 20 years, so I worked in a time where they did use holistic sometimes. I know I worked at Garden Grove Hospital, I think it was early 2001, and they used 90,000 BTU cayenne pepper to stop heart attack. So I've seen kind of both as well.
Yeah, I think, that was beautiful. That was beautiful to hear that there are Western practitioners and doctors that feel like there is a balance, because my experience has been not that in the Western space. Also, symptoms management versus symptoms relief kind of comes into play there, right? So if someone is going, let's go diet, right? If their diet is leading them to a heart attack, then kind of assessing some of the root things that are leading to the heart attack, or whatever the dis-ease is of the body, the disconnect, to bring back that wholeness to the body, so that we don't need prescriptions that lead to different problems and things of the sort. So I think there's a balance. Yeah, like you said, to your point, I break a leg, help. Clearly, even I said lab work, that was something I don't draw blood, I'm not really a fan. But if you bring me lab results, I can tell you some herbs that can support you in balancing that, as opposed to maybe here's a prescription that'll help with this, but you might have an accident in another place, So I just think symptoms management, where I feel like holistic medicine does give you an opportunity to take preventative measures before you need symptoms management.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like, you have to triage these things. Like, holistic medicine is fantastic for preventative care and like managing people long term, but in the risk of Western medicine, interventions, medications outweigh the benefits, and holistic medicine is the way to go. But then otherwise, like especially for acute issues, like that's where Western medicine is really good at. We're really great at fixing those acute issues and things like that. But I always advocate for holistic medicine preventatively, absolutely.
I think sometimes Western medicine can be very cookie cutter, and so kind of what you were talking about, you're prescribing this one diet to people with so many different symptoms and issues that are happening all at the same time, and it's like, that's not working. And so
Western medicine kind of doesn't meet the mark in that space. And I do think that's where holistic comes in. And it's exciting to be able to see, you know, people like yourselves that are promoting that message and creating spaces where, you know, they don't have to just go to do whatever the doctor said. I think that's important. I think sometimes we do kind of get past a certain point where that's helpful. And I think you also have to kind of look at that societal issue of I want the fast thing, and that's where Western medicine comes in. Holistic takes time. You have to be willing to do the daily, multi-daily regimens in order to, you know, to get to that goal. Exactly. Yeah, it takes time, and so that's kind of one of those things. People want the Band-Aid, the silver bullet, the quick, whatever's going to get me to the result I want. And the one pill daily sounds a lot better than the 6 times tea.
I remember one is better than nutrition.
Yeah. And it's very nuanced too. Yeah, I think it's really nuanced, you know, because like for me as a dermatologist, I do a lot of laser treatments in which we're creating controlled injury to the skin. And we know, you know, from decades of research with wound healing or how well the body is able to heal itself, or, you know, we're able to heal from wounds. Those are influenced by, are you a
This is
smoker?
34
Like,
pages.
are you eating a lot of processed sugary foods? Are you eating a well-balanced diet? Do you have enough protein? All of these
Oh, I'm
things
sorry, guys.
contribute
I'm
to
not
our
answering
ability
you.
to
So sorry.
right? But in those instances,
Good morning, Demi. I like the way you have the picture set up on the wall. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I wanted to speak to your point.
So I'm watching this YouTube. It's like holistic doctors versus medical doctors,
With symptom management
or medical professionals, I should say.
pharmaceuticals, most of the time it's not addressing the root cause to actually heal the person, it is to make them comfortable for a long period of time. So I think when it comes to surgery,
I have two. I don't know if I have enough paper in my printer. Nope. I need is her microchip. I gotta print her medical insurance I purchased her, and
All you guys sound like you value the holistic side as well, which is amazing. We need more professionals like you, you know? But from your experience, are there any actual trainings, classes, accountability where there's, that's made for preventative care and not just, you know, make sure you eat well, you make sure you're, you know, all that stuff, you're exercising. Is there education that you're given, or do you feel like that needs to be improved?
It's okay if I answer. So in nursing, a lot of what we learn is about building rapport, patient education, and patient-centered care. So when I got my doctorate in nursing practice, we didn't necessarily have holistic practice classes but a lot of our classes or teaching was about like that personalized care and being culturally sensitive. So when you're culturally sensitive, you can't just depend on Western medicine because it's basically just Western. And a lot of these holistic practices come from other cultures. And so that's how we kind of dive into that holistic practice in a way. And so although we don't learn about all the different herbs and things, we understand what's important to our patients. And then we as individuals go out and learn that. I don't know about you guys. I've never had a holistic practice class,
Yeah.
but I have cultural competency,
Okay.
and that helps me go out and learn other things that I need to learn based on my specialties.
Well, everything is metaphysical. Everything is metaphysical. Everything is connected, and I think that's a big part of what drew me to holistic medicine at all, was understanding that there's so many pieces that contribute to the whole. And the thing about Western medicine is it isolates symptoms. You have this problem, even in psychology, like I was gonna be a psychologist, that's what I was going to school for. But telling people that you have a certain symptom or a certain condition sometimes masks the real issue. And there's a name for everything, whether we're talking about mental health or physical health, there's a name for everything, and going around that or trying to treat that directly sometimes can keep you in a bad position or a chronic condition for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I have like 3 points. Western medicine, the reason why there is no holistic training is because it's very Eurocentric in its beginnings. So when you talk about holistic and you talk about whole and you talk about, as you said, what was that beautiful word, cultural competency, you have to include that in order for your practice to be culturally competent, to me, right? So then, to your point, yeah, some of these diagnoses and these names and stuff are from dudes from the 1700s in Switzerland that look nothing like me. They're gonna call it whatever they wanna call it, and has no one come up with any other ideas or names for these things since 1700? Wow, all these geniuses, all these people we can't come up with anything. How does he's the only one that gets to be creative, right? And then to the third point, yeah, I have a 17, she's 17. I have a 17-year-old daughter, and I had her at 16 years old. My son is 6. So for 11 years, I was told I couldn't get pregnant, Western medicine. I mean, failed IVF twice with my husband. I was heartbroken, going through depression and all sorts of things. I was given medicines, I was given tests, thousands of tests, just completely heartbreaking. And after the second round of IVF, I was like, you know what? Let me see if there's something I haven't considered beyond what I thought I needed to only consider, which is doc. Doc, help. Look, you're trying to help me. I'm a woman that doesn't work. That's a very vulnerable space for a woman to be in, and to only have one space to rely on. And it's just management. Well, let's bring you birth control, or let's do this. It'll help you bring your period. You can't bring your period. Try this.
Hello, puppy.
So, to your point, I went into spiritual understanding. Come to find out, I was sexually assaulted as a young girl, and that brother's energy through meditation was still living inside of my womb space. So I yoni steamed, I used yoni eggs. I started my own sacred practice with my own energy, and like I said, I have a 6-year-old son 11 years later. So that's what my business is dedicated to. My practice is like, yeah, there's this umbrella of you can't get pregnant because there might be fibroids, there might be PCOS. My case was unexplained infertility as well. But then there's also another component is there such SA inside of your womb? Is there other entities by choice that you let inside of your womb that wished you ill and you knew they wished you ill that are still living there? Are you properly taking steps to cleanse those entities out, right? Because that's your blockage, right? So I'm to the root. You feel me? Like we're not gonna. Yeah, you want a baby, but you're here for much more.
And I want to piggyback on you too for the, especially running the HTMU, which is the hair testimonial analysis. And you'll see, with this on people's hair, it'll start when you have any kind of trauma, PTSD, childhood trauma that you might even not be aware of. It'll come up on this test. Is what happens is it starts pulling minerals out of other areas of the body to protect that certain area. So if there's sexual trauma, sexual dysfunction, what's going to happen is the calcium is going to start being pulled into the wounds, and start pulled into the brain. Where I'm able to see that on the H2 image as well. So the body has managers and protectors. Yeah. You'll see this like with PTSD, people like through an EMDR. Exactly. So the body puts those managers there, so it's pulling from other areas of the body. So we're not addressing spiritual cause, we're not addressing stress, trauma, and a lot of stuff that I've seen is rooted in that.
I think you bring up an excellent point. I used to be part of a pain management clinic, and we talked a lot about PTSD, stress, trauma, things, and how that affects physically into the body and causes pain. And a lot of times they're, obviously again, wanting pain management medication to take away the pain, which is how we get into things like addiction and things of that nature. But beyond that, we have to go so much deeper. And so that's where I definitely feel like you have to have that intersection, because you have to go deep into the psyche to understand what happened to me. And again, things that we frequently don't even remember. Stuff that happened when we were children, stuff that, maybe we were intoxicated, blacked out, don't quite remember, what the scenario was. And then you wake up one day and you're like, something isn't right. Oh, I have this pain in my lower back. Oh, the doctor said it was sciatica, but maybe it's so much deeper than that. And so really being able to say, like, okay, again, a pain medication can do wonders for that band-aid effect, right? But can we go deeper into, how has the trauma affected me? Can I address the cause, which is the trauma? Can we build just a better understanding, come to just that cognitive understanding that this is what happened to me. Let me rectify, let me deal with this, heal within my body, and then maybe I don't need that medication anymore, and I can, go forth and be merry, from that. Yeah.
Science cannot explain everything that contributes to health and healing.
I definitely agree with this because I find that the universe is so much more complex, and I believe in God, I believe in the Bible, I believe that the designer or some, a higher power, whatever people believe, that it's so intricate, and we are trying, I'm grateful for science, but I think the thing about science is it's found by humans, and humans are limited in our mind and our understanding, and so I think science is trying to catch up with what was already designed by the creator. And so that makes me even fascinated with science itself, to go, these are people that are intrigued by what God designed. So
Yeah, I just want to agree, because even everything you said to me identifies that there is one creator, and science has not caught up with that. Just the fact that you can actually see the calcium deposits from where the trauma is. Like, our body was designed by an intelligent being, and that's why it's able to do that. That's why we are able to also heal in some capacity on our own without Western medication or intervention. So absolutely agree. And if we're defining science by what is man-made, of course it cannot solve everything.
There's a book called Metaphysical Anatomy. Have you heard of it? It's by a lady named Yvette Rose. And it's basically pretty much every element known to man in this big encyclopedia and every emotional root cause to it. And there's so many things, like you said, I agree that science is basically just trying to figure out what is already going on. So it will never have all the answers, and it's always evolving. It's a process, not like an end all be all. But when I found out about that book, that's when the whole they haven't caught up to this. Nobody's really talking about this. I don't even know how we could conduct a research study to prove some of this stuff, but I have personally experienced it, and I work with people to help them do it. Like, even just, so I do a lot of wellness retreats. And so just training people on how to open up their hips and how the nervous system is storing stress in the body, and people ending up breaking down in tears just because they had a good deep hip opening and not even knowing what happened. They're like, I don't know why I'm crying, but it's just all coming up right now. So there's so much we can't explain. Yeah.
I am a practitioner, however, I'm highly involved in my church. I'm Christian, non-denominational, and I am on what we call our altar ministry, where we pray, intercede, and also do deliverance. So a lot of the emotional aspects are spiritual as well. And I've seen people get prayer and what we call manifest when they're actually kind of like that crying from the deep hip, release. Like the manifestation, which is just the crying from them being released from something spiritual, and it causes healing. Yeah, working in that ministry, I can see people like manifest, which is just showing like they're having a spiritual event. It's just the best way I can put it. But they come out healed, like physically healed, emotionally healed, and it's just incredible. It's like, we can't explain that. You came in here a hot mess, and you leave in something different, and we didn't do that. All we did was have faith and pray with you and intercede with you, and that's been released spiritually.
I don't know, I believe in God too, so. I'm over here like, hallelujah.
about earlier about two things can be true, a lot of things are not mutually exclusive. We talked a lot about cultural competency, and I think, you all were asking even earlier if we have holistic training and things like that. And it's a little bit difficult to answer because I think in every situation, you bring yourself, right? You bring all of you. And so I'm a physician, I'm a woman of faith, I'm first generation American, of Nigerian descent. So all of these things are contributing to my experience and how I deliver health.
Praise the
And that's
God,
how I
all of
continue to
my
plan. So yes, you best believe I'm going to use the best treatments that I learned about because every patient
STD
deserves the
and
best.
HIV
But
test
if
are
my bishop wants
negative.
to pray, we're gonna
But
pray.
my hormone
But if
test, some of them are
even if they
good.
don't,
Some of
I'm gonna
them
pray over myself and my hands before I go into that
I
situation
need
because
to
that is going to inform what toolkit
I
I
need to
use
message
to
my other
hold that.
doctor about.
So yeah, I mean, I think it all contributes, and that's the power of just having people from so many different backgrounds and experiences. It's really powerful.
Yeah, and I actually will say, just really quickly, as you guys were talking, I started thinking about the placebo effect and how just because a person feels in their
Oh,
mind
let me
that something
message.
can
Let
be
me
okay,
sign out of this
sometimes
account.
that triggers something in their body. Because sometimes you're dealing with things so much. Have you ever, like, you're
Sign
thinking
into my
about it
other
constantly, it's
account.
on your mind, it's worrying you, it's causing headaches, it's causing all these different things. That's manifesting in your body. But sometimes a prayer, somebody just being there with you and saying, hey, I got you, you're not alone in this. Or, having different, holistic type of healing or yoga, things like that, can open up something and make you say, oh, okay, this isn't as heavy as I thought it may be. And I don't, so sometimes, like, is it science? Maybe not, but sometimes I get, maybe it's just that, like, dopamine release of, like, okay, everything will be okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say being in the infertility space, because that's my journey, is, I've been trying to get pregnant for the last 7 years, and going to the doctor and then saying over and over, it's not possible. Like, just so inconsiderate, and how delivery, happens, and it being very consistent. Everyone, I'm going there and I'm like, please, somebody have hope for me, to the point where I'm like, being so angry at a doctor on the phone, and she's another woman, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, my sister, but you are telling me with such confidence, and you have no idea. Just tell me you don't know. But I have seen it where I can look at my fertility where I'm like, once I started believing and I had hope, that did something to my body. In these infertility groups, and I stopped saying infertility, I am now holistically healing. But in these infertility groups where people are identifying as being infertile, I've had people that are leaders say, oh, I've given up hope years ago. Hope isn't my friend. Hope has hurt me so much. And it breaks my heart every time because I'm like, what do you mean hope is the way that you're going to get out of this? But I think that there hasn't been a blend of the Eastern and Western to go, you need both. You need God, you need prayer. I have to pray every day. Some days, like you said, some days I'm so excited, wow, this is going to happen. And, please give me wisdom and all that stuff. Other days I'm like, God, help me to enjoy the journey. But I'm seeing my hormones starting to heal. The more that I'm consistent with that faith, with that hope, along with exercise, diet, community, research, but I do believe, and I've seen specifically my own hormones be tracked, and you're seeing signs where doctors are like, I'm so sorry, you need a donor egg, you need, all these things, your body's not gonna heal at all. And it's so definite. And so I've personally seen miracles in that. So it's exciting. Yeah.
So something I learned through the practice of meditation, like researching meditation, is I started getting into neurology a lot, and I am completely impressed. So whenever you have a thought, your brain doesn't know if it's real or not. And so all of your neural pathways, you are basically building these connections, and you can become addicted to trauma. You can pull things into your experience because you need to have, it's almost like an addiction. You need to have a hit of that connection feeling again. So if you can retrain your brain, which I learned this through what is it called? Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Ooh,
Incredible. I love to
Right.
read. So, it basically talks about how to retrain your brain, and you can do this for physical healing as well.
Great, it's almost forms like a trauma bond.
Water,